Welcome to Gamer Chronicles, the podcast where pixels tell stories and gamers become legends. I'm your host, Aiden, and today we're breaking down Call of Duty Black Ops 6, a game that has been in development for 4 years with the goal of shaking up the franchise while keeping that classic COD feel. With Treyarch and Raven teaming up, they've promised a mix of nostalgia with innovation, and for the most part, they pulled it off. So let's dive into what makes this installment a unique beast in the Call of Duty franchise. But of course, first, the news. So welcome to today's gaming news roundup. So we've got a lot to cover, from performance issues in popular titles to surprising studio decisions and remaster misfires. So pretty much standard, really, for news these days. So first up, Monster Hunter Wilds is facing major issues in its open beta on PC. Players are struggling with graphical glitches that turn characters and monsters into pixelated messes, even on high-end systems. Problems have been so severe that many are calling for Capcom to delay the game's release to ensure it gets the polish it needs. Capcom has acknowledged the issues and is working on patches, but this launch is a reminder of the challenges in optimizing PC games across different hardware setups. So fingers crossed that these fixes arrive soon, allowing players to experience Monster Hunter Wilds as intended. I mean, luckily it is the beta, because otherwise it would be really bad if they released this full, but it is also pretty much the game done with just a few tweaks that are required for a few months. It looks like they need to go back and really look at this. To be fair, a lot of games that have come out this year have been quite optimized quite well on PC, and that includes Dragon Age the Veilguard, which I'm playing at the moment, Call of Duty, and God of War Ragnarok. Next, BioWare has confirmed that Dragon Age the Veilguard won't be receiving any major downloadable expansions, making a significant shift in the studio's approach. Unlike past titles that received rich post-launch content, like Dragon Age Inquisition's Trespasser, BioWare plans to focus on quality-of-life updates for the Veilguard while redirecting resources to the next Mass Effect game. While some fans are disappointed, BioWare's commitment to the upcoming project suggests they're aiming for a high-quality, immersive experience. This is not the first time. The people who make Spider-Man, who promised DLC, have actually cancelled all their DLC to work on the Venom game. And when it comes to BioWare, I'm playing the Veilguard at the moment, so that review will come, hopefully next week. But let's just say I can understand why they won't be focusing on the DLC and want to do the Mass Effect thing, because at the moment I'm unsure of the game, so I can't really comment on it, because I've only played it for about 10 hours, so I want to finish it and then start talking about it probably for next week's episode. And hopefully it is a very good game. So far, not sure, but as it develops, hopefully the reason they're not releasing DLC for it is not because it's a bad game and they're panicked that EA will shut them down. Hopefully it's because it's a very good game and doesn't need it, and people can look forward to this. This one is a bit disappointing because all the Sony games that have come onto PC have performed excellent. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, which has had a rocky debut on PC with player counts falling behind the original Complete Edition's performance. Many players felt that the improvements in the remaster don't justify a switch, as the original had already been heavily optimized through the years of patches. Additionally, Sony's requirement of a PlayStation Network account and regional restrictions have further limited the remaster's reach. This reception suggests Sony's strategy for PC releases might need a rethink to better meet players' expectations and regional demands. Because there's something silly like over 100 countries that don't have access to PlayStation Network. There are a number of reasons behind it, such as lack of laws to prevent piracy of games, sanctions in place. There could be a lot of reasons for this. But the fact that Sony are purposely doing it and there's no need for a PSN account on the PC limits what gamers do in these countries. And it's just not good for the industry because everyone should be able to enjoy these games, especially if they're not playing on a PlayStation and playing on a PC. Okay, because Steam is all over the place, so they should be able to enjoy this experience without having to log into something that might not work in their country. Alright, moving on, in the horror game Slitterhead, an upcoming title from Silent Hill creator Kiichiro Toyama promises an original experience that Toyama himself describes as a bit rough around the edges. Launching on November 8th, the game emphasizes freshness and creativity, even if it means sacrificing some polish. Fans of Toyama's work are intrigued by this approach, looking forward to an action horror experience that's not afraid to take risks. I mean, the Silent Hill games are some of the best horror games out there. And go on YouTube and look at Slitherhead. It looks incredible. And I think this is going to be great for horror fans. It's just a shame that it didn't come out on the 31st of October because that really would have gone with the horror experience. So I hope this game is good. I don't really play horror games, so don't expect anything from me on this one. And another Roblox story. This time, on the business side of things, the Roblox Corporation has seen a surge in its user base and in-game spending, leading to a revised full-year revenue forecast of $4.37 billion. Roblox reported 88.9 million daily active users, its highest growth rate in 2 years. The platform's appeal to older users, alongside algorithm improvements and developer updates, seems to be paying off big time with these numbers. It's clear that Roblox continues to dominate the social gaming space. I went to the Smith's Toys to get my son a toy the other day, and there were these teenagers looking to buy Robux. It's not something that I would have expected, at my age, to see people trying to buy fake currency from a shop with money. I never thought of that. Online, a lot of people would do it, like with Fortnite and stuff, but now to be able to go into a shop and say, I want to buy some Robux for real money, I just find that really bizarre, but there you go. That's where we are now. So switching gears, Ubisoft, always, every time Ubisoft has to be in the news, recently launched an NFT-based game, Champion Tactics Gamer Chronicles, with minimal fanfare. And this was sneaky because if you go on the website and you type in this game on Google, it doesn't say anything about Ubisoft until you just dive a little bit further. Known for previous unsuccessful NFT integrations in games such as Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Ubisoft has similarly tried to fly under the radar this time. Players need both an Ubisoft account and an active crypto wallet to participate, and high prices for in-game NFTs haven't helped the game's popularity. The muted release suggests Ubisoft might be fulfilling older NFT obligations as they cautiously test the waters in a market that has shown a lukewarm reception to NFT gaming. It's like Ubisoft want to just fucking sink, because it seems that everything they do, they want people to hate them. It's like they're trying to compete with EA and Activision for the top most hated company in the world in gaming. And it's not even like they're trying hard anymore, because every week there's some other stupid thing that they're fucking doing. And this is just ridiculous. The fact that you need a crypto wallet to play a game that is from a major developer is ridiculous. And NFTs were a thing, and now they're not. No one does NFTs anymore. And this one is for you Dragon Quest 3 fans. So Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake is capturing attention, especially among fans of classic RPGs. The remake retains the 1988 title's charms with improved graphics, difficulty options, and quality of life improvements, yet still feels minimalistic by today's standards. While the nostalgia is strong, the game could benefit from more accessibility options for a modern audience, and some players have noted an immersion-breaking DLC prompt early in the game. Nonetheless, the remake's appeal remains high for those who remember the original. And lastly, Turtle Beach has announced the Stealth Pivot Controller, which shifts from a traditional layout to a mini fight stick with a rotation feature. Designed for Xbox, PC, and Android, it boasts customizable modular parts and audio functionality. Priced at $130, the controller releases on November 26th and aims to offer both flexibility and functionality for gamers looking to switch up their control style. So that's it for the latest in gaming. From delays and bugs to remasters and innovative tech, there's no shortage of excitement and drama in the industry right now. Stay tuned for more updates. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So let's start off with the campaign. So here's the deal. The campaign in Black Ops 6 is basically COD trying to convince us it can tell a spy story without getting totally lost. You play as a CIA guy named Case, and you're up against a Pantheon, a bunch of rogue operatives with a name that sounds way too dramatic. We're talking cheesy conspiracy vibes set in the 90s with a story that does just enough to keep you interested, even if it feels like they threw plot points at the wall to see what stuck. That being said, credit where credit is due though, the voice acting is on point. Woods is back angry as ever, and the cast brings some actual life to the tale of good guys versus bad guys. The missions have their shining moments too. You've got a mission scaling a clock tower in Avalon, France, where you decide if you're going to go in quiet or just blow the place to hell, which I really like. I like that the fact that you have these choices in this game. And there's a wild gala infiltration with Bill Clinton himself. You get to choose how you want to get dirt on targets, and honestly, it's some of the most fun I've had in a COD campaign in ages. And when I say ages, I mean I'm talking like Modern Warfare time. Those were the best campaigns, and Call of Duty Black Ops 6 seems to bring that back. Really good campaign. Not the best, definitely not the best, but a very, very good attempt at it. One thing that makes the campaign more than just a run forward and shoot everything experience is the Rook Hideout. It's a free roam hub where you pick missions off a messy map of photos and red strings like a full-on spy movie. You can even pick up dossiers and do some spy shenanigans such as retina scans. Now the story itself, don't expect it to make too much sense. It's convoluted as hell, but you're in for a treat if you like a popcorn movie. So yeah, just sit back and enjoy the campaign, because hopefully we'll get a good one again, but this may not be for a long time. And of course, where would Call of Duty be without its multiplayer mode? Alright, let's talk multiplayer, because this is where the game either becomes a blast or a migraine, depending on how you play. So Black Ops 6 has introduced this new omni-movement system that lets you sprint, slide, and dive in any damn direction you want. Which is it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But it's like Treyarch looked at all the past games and said, you thought we were fast before, hold my beer. It's fun as hell, but chaotic enough to make you feel like you're in a caffeine-fueled fever dream. You'll be sliding around, diving like a maniac, and if you're on controller, getting your ass handed to you by mouse and keyboard warriors who flick around like they're in a sci-fi movie. Crossplay with console, yeah, good luck. And I can tell you, I'm on PC, and I would say that you do see that a lot of console players do struggle. Not to say that they're not good players, but against PC they are struggling a bit. So it doesn't really work, the crossplay keyboard mouse against consoles. But it is nice because it makes you feel like you're okay at the game and you're not totally shit. So for me, because I know I'm not the best at Call of Duty, so for me I'm like, yes, I'm doing well. I came number 1 in this map, even though everyone else was on a console. Now here is where things get a bit dicey. I would say 2 of the 16 maps actually work with this new Omni movement, because the rest are 3-lane arenas, which means you're basically stuck in close quarters combat all the time. It's fast and it's furious, but also for my sniper friends, it seems that Treyarch forgot snipers exist. And speaking of which, sniping in this game is an exercise in frustration, because the glare on the sniper scopes is like a giant neon sign screaming, I'm here, come kill me. And I'm not joking, because if someone's trying to snipe you, okay, there's a good chance they will get you, because where it used to be their most powerful rifle would one-shot you in the head, and two-shot you everywhere else. Their most powerful rifle will one-shot you in the head, chest, or upper arms because of how easy it is to spot a sniper. Because the glare, if you ever remember playing Battlefield 1, that's where I remember sniper glare being introduced, but it wasn't 100% obvious. Like, by the time you saw the glare in the scope, it would be too late. Here, the second they pull up the scope, it shines as bright as a diamond, which is nice in one way because you're not getting snipers everywhere. So everyone's ditching snipers for submachine guns and assault rifles. But then again, that brings its own balance issues because you're all fighting close combat, and basically it's whoever sees who first. While as if you're a sniper, you're usually on the other side of the map, so it wouldn't make a difference. And game modes such as Capture the Flag on maps that are not mirrored definitely make it feel like one team's always got the short end of the stick. And this is frustrating because I say this, no matter what you do, when you play a map, okay, and everyone's rushing for the flag, if you're on one side, generally 80% of the time you will lose, unless you have a very, very good team. I don't think I've ever been on a team that's actually lost a game on the other side. And that's just because of how the maps are laid out, because one side definitely has an advantage where the side they come from has either more places to hide behind, is actually closer to the point, is easier to get to, because I know on one of the maps, which is this, I can't remember the name of it, but it's one of the snow maps, well, it's the only snow map, and you can get through a lot of hiding spots from one team, while as the other team is quite open, which means you can be picked off quite easily. So from that side, that mode is a bit hit and miss depending on what side you're on. And when I say Capture the Flag, I mean modes like Hardpoint and Domination and ones like that. So of course another problem is the spawn system, because it's like the game is out to make you rage quit. Because I've had moments where I spawn and get shot before I can even blink. And I've also done it to other people, because literally they spawn in front of you and you're like, ooh, let's shotgun them to the face. But I'm not alone here. I've seen lobbies throwing out curses because of spawn and die stuff. And Treyarch do need to fix this, because literally, without the perk, by the way, because there is a perk that you can place that you spawn yourself somewhere. But the problem here is that if you're playing one map, okay, there is I always forget the names of these maps, but there's a desert map with the main domination point in the middle, and the team has 1 point, and the team always spawns at point A, okay? Team B doesn't spawn near point C, but Team A spawns near point A and point B, and they're literally in the same place. While it's a disadvantage in that game mode, if you chuck a grenade in that room, you're killing 4 people, because they just spawn there all the time and you know where they spawn. And the only way they would not spawn in that room is if you are actually in that room and there are about 3 of you in that room. Otherwise, if you're just outside that room, they will spawn, they'll come running through, and then you'll just shoot them in the back. Treyarch, if you're listening, please fix this mess. But that being said, on the plus side, Black Ops 6 does bring back some fan favorites like Account Prestige, Dark Ops Challenges, and there's more content coming in Season 1, which drops on November 14th, with new maps, modes, and an in-season zombie map. And for all of you Warzone fans, Omni Movement and Black Ops 6 loadouts will be available in Warzone in the next update, so you'll have plenty to keep you busy. Let's get to what might make the crown jewel of Black Ops 6, which is the zombie mode. Treyarch, bless their undead loving hearts, brought this mode back to its roots while adding a few clever twists. Zombies in this game isn't just walk around and shoot things that smell bad. No, they're actually taking things up a notch. We're talking armored soldiers, mutated monsters, and 3-head creatures that shoot lightning like they've got a personal vendetta against you. 2 new maps here, Terminus, a prison research facility, and Liberty Falls, a town in West Virginia that looks like Halloween threw up all over it. Terminus has vertically moving platforms that work with the Omni movement. Liberty Falls has wide open areas and zip lines, which means it's basically designed for the chaotic, dive-happy gameplay. Each map is loaded with secrets, including math puzzles and a bowling minigame with zombies, because why the hell not? The zombies mode has all the currency and upgrade systems you could want, but streamlined so you're not constantly picking up junk off the ground. You earn essence for everything, unlocking doors, summoning tactical rifles, upgrading weapons. There is salvage too, but thank God they made it unique to each player, so you're not fighting teammates over resources. Add in the exfil mechanics, which let you call for an escape if you've had enough zombie action, and you've got a mode that's almost perfect. So let's talk polish. The game is visually gorgeous and sounds amazing, which you would expect from a Call of Duty title. And they've poured money into making it look and feel like a blockbuster. And it shows in every explosion, every shadow, every grimace on Wood's face. Now, of course, as good as graphics are, there's still plenty of bugs here that remind you this is still a Call of Duty game. Because if you've ever tried to pick up a dog tag and kill confirmed only to find it stuck in the floor, that is a thing. And occasionally you'll see bodies clipping through the environment like it's GTA on a bad day. The audio is solid in single player. And I said this last week that the pay-to-win mechanics, and one of the things that COD had was you could pay for better sound. So I don't know if this is something to do with it. But the sound in multiplayer is a bit of a mess because enemy footsteps sound like they're sneaking through molasses 1 second, and the next they're stomping around like elephants. And one of the most frustrating things is the unified launcher. Trying to switch between games is clunkier than a shopping cart with a broken wheel. The big obnoxious ad for Vault Edition and the Battle Pass doesn't help either. Because you launch the game, so you start the game. Let's say you're on Steam, Game Pass, whatever. You're already in one launcher. You then go to another launcher where you pick the Call of Duty game you want to play, be it Black Ops 6, Modern Warfare, whatever, okay? And then you get into Black Ops 6, and then you have to choose between the 3 game modes. That's all you get at the screen, so you have to choose multiplayer, campaign, or zombies. So you have to jump through 3 screens before you can even play the game. But thankfully, they've dialed back the ads in the post-match screen. And I get it, because you got Game Pass. Maybe it's just the Game Pass game. I don't know. Maybe the players on Steam don't have this thing in your face all the time saying, buy me, buy me, buy me. So here's the bottom line. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is a bit of a beautiful mess. The campaign's a blast if you don't take it too seriously, with cool missions, ridiculous spy gadgets, and enough 90s flair to make you feel like you're watching a Michael Bay movie. Multiplayer is intense, fast and chaotic, but the new Omni movement comes at a cost. If you're here for sniping or tactical gameplay, good luck, because you're in for a world of pain. Zombies though, Zombies absolutely rocks, pulling in the best elements of past games with just enough new stuff to keep it fresh. Despite the map design headaches, frustrating sniper experience and technical bugs, Black Ops 6 manages to feel like a return to Call of Duty's roots. It's got enough grit, enough intensity, and enough no silly bullshit to keep longtime fans happy while drawing in newcomers with fresh movement and polished zombies mode. So if you're in the mood for some classic COD fun with a few modern twists, the game is worth the chaos. But if you're looking for something perfectly balanced and glitch-free, maybe give Treyarch a few patches to sort things out. But for now, grab your controller, or in this case, mouse and keyboard, dive into the action, and prepare for a wild ride that's equal parts exciting and exasperating. As always, if you've enjoyed today's show and want to hear more, about the weird, wonderful, and downright strange games out there, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and, please hit us up on social media. I'll put links in the description below, and subscribe on the podcast. We're on many platforms. I'd love to hear what games you're playing or avoiding these days. So as always, make sure you stay safe and, of course, keep gaming.